Welcome to today's video, guys, and I don't know if you can notice right off the bat or not, but I'm shooting on a microphone today, like an external mic. So if you guys can tell like a sound quality, please let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. But anyways, today's video is going to be on pre and post workout nutrition. And when I first started out in the gym, that was one of the biggest things that I was always concerned or curious about was what should I eat before my workout? What should I eat after my workout? Should I not eat before my workout? What kind of food? So really, I hope this video will just kind of answer all those questions, maybe go over some misconceptions, and really just what I think is most optimal and practical for most of us to be doing before and after a workout. So stay tuned. I hope you guys enjoy this video and listen up because you might learn something new that could help you get more gains. So I will see you guys in the next clip. Alright guys, so this is my pre-workout meal, and I'm eating this about an hour and a half before I go to the gym, so it'll be maybe closer to 2 hours before I start actually working out. What this is, on the daily, my protein pancake, and with a little bit of Nutella on top and a little bit of syrup on top. So I'm going to go over kind of why I picked this meal, and also what I personally like to get in before work. I'm going to set this down here though. Okay, so during my workout, I like to prioritize majority of my carbohydrates around my workout. So like a rule of thumb I go by is however many carbs you're eating in the day, kind of divide them by 2. And then from that number divided in 2, I kind of like to split that up around my workout. And yes, I'm eating like 600 grams of carbs a day, so I kind of have to just fuel up with carbs constantly, so it's not a really big of a deal. But if I were, say, on a cut, or if I was just on like a normal standard diet, I would prioritize most of my carbs around my workout. So what I like to do before my workout is I like to get a mix of like fast digesting carbs and slow digesting carbs. So in the pancake you have like the oat flour in there. It's going to be more of like a slower digesting kind of carb, and it's going to like have a longer sustaining fuel. But then I also like to get a lot of like faster digesting like sugars in my carbs before my workout. So that's why I put the maple syrup on there. That's why I put the Nutella. So before a workout, I think it's carbs should kind of be your main priority. Also get a little bit of protein in there too. I think in this there's about 29 grams of protein, with the toppings and everything, probably about 60 grams of carbs, and then maybe 6 grams of fat. So moderate protein, higher carb, lower fat. And why I add all the toppings on here is because I don't want to get filled up with like food and have to like digest it all during my workout, because some of those feel kind of sluggish and gross. I like to not feel like there's anything in my gut when I'm working out. And for those of you who don't know, I used to work out like fasted for like a year straight, just because I like the feeling of being fasted when I worked out. I wasn't sluggish. So I personally recommend, this is just myself, some of you might be the opposite, but I like to work out earlier in the day and not have a whole lot of food in my system, or like filling food in my system, just because it's going to slow my workout down. So that is like my pre-workout nutrition. If you want to work out fasted, that's okay. If you're trying to build muscle, as much muscle as you can. It's not optimal, but it's certainly not going to like make you lose all your gains. Not at all. To this day, I still work out fasted sometimes. So with that being said, I like to get protein in as much as I can throughout the day. So for example, I eat 190 grams of protein a day. So I like to get in at least 20 grams of protein. I like to spread that out maybe 4 to 5 times throughout the day. I just like to spread it out as much as I can, because for growing muscle, it's going to be the most optimal if you spread your protein out throughout the day, because that way you can kind of keep protein synthesis going. If you eat all your protein in like 2 meals, not the end of the world. It's just not going to be the most optimal. So as of right now, I have a little bit more like freedom to like do my cooking and structure my diet how I want to, especially since I'm on break from school right now. So I can really focus on balancing and spreading everything out. So it's going to be most optimal. I have to get a little bit of protein in. I like the protein powder because it's a fast digesting whey protein. So it's going to get into my system faster, and it's not going to be like a chicken breast or any kind of meat that's going to sit there and digest forever. More so just going to help me feel better during my workout. So carbs, a little bit of protein, and some sugars before a workout, which are carbs. So that's about it. It's not really that complicated. Just whatever really you enjoy that makes you feel good during your workout. and push it to the max. So that's that. All right, so while we're on the topic of workout nutrition, pre and post workout, I forgot there's also intra workout nutrition, and that just means things you're eating during your workout. And for most people who are just trying to lose fat, build muscle, they don't really worry about that. It's not a huge deal. But if done correctly, it can be a cool tool to use. Not necessary, but it can be a helpful tool. And for me, it's actually very helpful. So intra-workout, I just like to take a little bit of like a candy or a fast-digesting sugar or carb source, like Sour Patch Kids here. I've done like Swedish Fish. You can do any kind of like Skittle, candy, whatever, doesn't matter. But it's just a fast-digesting carb source to give you a quick hit of energy. Helps you get a blood pump, get a good pump that blood to the muscles, fill your body with glycogen, and just kind of enhance your workout. But overall, it's just a good help for me because it's another way for me to get quick carbs in without getting too full, because eating 640 grams of carbs in the day, which I'm eating at the moment, is not easy. So when you can get quick little carb sources in whenever you can, it's very helpful. So I don't take a whole lot of these at all. I literally just take 25 grams, which is literally like 10 little pieces. That's not even a handful, really. It's not like I eat like a whole big bowl of these things. That would be terrible. But just a little bit of that. I take that during my workout. If you are someone who is trying to diet down and lose body fat, I wouldn't recommend it. If you're someone who works out later in the day, like afternoon, nighttime, you don't really need it just because you have a lot of carbs in your body already. I would recommend it though. Number one, if you're bulking, eating a lot of calories, you have the room for it. Don't waste that source of carbs on it if you have little calories already. But if you have extra calories to play with, recommend it. If you work out fasted, I would recommend it just because when you're fasted, you don't have much in your system already. So if you can get your body a little quick hit of energy, it can kind of enhance your workout. But then once you eat that, it kind of ruins the point of fasting. But I guess more so if you just don't like to eat before your workout, I'd recommend that. And also if you work out for more than like an hour at a time, like some of us, we go on 45 minutes. That's perfect. But if you're like me, I'm on average, I'm about hour 10, hour 20 minutes. I wouldn't have to really if I didn't want to, but I just like to as well. So if you work out, if you're an athlete, if you work out more than an hour 15 minutes, I'd recommend it. So not for everybody, but if you want a little kick during your workout, highly recommend an intra-workout like carb source. Alright guys, so as you can see, this little baggie here, I don't know, yeah, I think it's in focus. But this little baggie is really all I take. It's not even bigger than my palm. That's all you need. This is about 22 grams of carbs. I'd recommend anywhere from 15 to 20 grams of carbs during your workout. Just if you're kind of doing like what I'm doing, trying to build muscle, that's really all you need. If you're like a high intense athlete, maybe you need more, but for this, 15 to 20 grams, that's all you need. Welcome to today's workout. Today is my Friday workout, so it's my second push day of the week. And as you can see here, like usual, I'm starting off with a pressing movement. Monday I did incline press, and I'm just doing flat bench press. And this here is my top single just to get the CNS warmed up, acclimated. So this is 205 pounds, and this honestly felt really good today. I felt like my form stayed pretty solid. I pushed all the way through, pretty good. So now just one set of that, and then I dropped the weight down to get my volume sets. And I recently have just been stuck in a major plateau on my back half sets. I was working with about 160 pounds for anywhere from 6 to 8 reps. And I just got stuck. So when I hit a plateau, one of the things I like to do is just try and PR in a different rep range with a different weight. So I dropped the weight down here and tried to I bumped the reps up anywhere from 10 to 12 reps. And these honestly felt really good. I was able to focus a little bit more on just perfecting the form. So what I'm going to do here for the next few weeks is just really just progress in this rep range. And then once I hit a plateau in this, I'll maybe go back to the old rep range and work through that plateau again. So that's kind of my philosophy for working through plateaus. So here I did 2 sets of 11 and 1 set of 10. And my goal is to get 3 sets of 12 on these until I hit a plateau. So yeah, that's the bench press for the day. And then to hit my upper chest, because like I said, I like to emphasize my upper chest a lot in my training routine. I'm doing one of my favorite movements of that, just an incline dumbbell press. Here I'm working with 60 pounds each side for anywhere from 10 to 12 reps again, trying to really control these. When I do any sort of a dumbbell press, I like to flare my elbows out wide a little bit more because that's ultimately just going to emphasize the chest more. If I was doing a barbell, it's a lot safer to tuck your elbows in more and use your triceps just because When you're going, you can go a lot heavier on a barbell. And when you go a lot heavier, it's a lot easier to hurt that AC joint and damage your shoulders. So you want to tuck your arms in a little bit more to get more strength. But on the dumbbells, it's a lot lighter, a lot less stress in your shoulders. I like to flare my elbows more to get more emphasis on the chest. So now moving on to my first shoulder movement of the day. And this is honestly the only shoulder movement, like targeting the shoulders, that I'm doing right now on my training block, just because I came off a shoulder block. So I wanted to give my shoulders a little bit of a break this block and focus more on the chest and back. So it's my favorite shoulder movement, just a dumbbell lateral raise. And here I'm doing a pause at the top. And in this one, I find it so easy to rush through the movement just because, I don't know, whatever it is with the movement, I always want to just rush through it, and you never really get the full benefit of it when you just rush through an exercise. So I'm really forcing myself here to control the movement, stop at the top. I'm using a little bit of momentum to get that weight up to an optimal level, but then the work is being done at the pause and slowing that weight on the way down. And these kill when you do them right and slow them down, focus on that tempo, really feeling that side delt just burn, because if you do these right, you're going to be on fire. As you can see here, it looks like I'm taking a toll. And I did 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps here, and then the last set, for the 4th set, I did just a big drop set, basically just ran on the rack. So my last chest movement of the day, this is just a pec deck fly. I've been loving this machine, this training block. On my Friday lift, I always do like a middle pec deck fly, and just, I don't know, just the pec deck machine, it really helps you get just a solid squeeze, and there's like constant tension on your chest. So I like to finish off my chest with this one just because I can really just make sure I'm burning out all that gas in my chest. And I'm doing 3 sets here of 10 to 12 reps with a pause at the top, trying to get about 4 seconds, really just holding it until I feel that burn, and then controlling it on the way down. And the first few reps in these, it's going to feel pretty easy, but once you get to like that 6th rep, if you're pushing yourself like you should be, that's when the shit gets real and it just kicks in. And you can see here toward the end, I get fucking drained. And I'm like usual on my last set of everything, I push myself to complete failure. So it's like I can barely even get partial reps at the end of this. So it really killed. And that was the only clips I showed from today's workout, just because I don't want to take the whole video up with the whole workout. So that's that. I'll see you guys later. All right, guys, so I just got back home from the gym, and as you saw, that was my post-workout meal. And so you saw my pre-workout meal earlier, and that was mainly carbs and protein with a mix of kind of fast-digesting carbs and slow-digesting carbs. The fast ones were really just sort of getting my bloodstream quick, get a quick source of fuel. And the slower digesting, I kind of like, it just kind of sustains everything, because I'm not going to get that immediate kind of energy kick from them. I'm just going to kind of use them as a reserve sort of fuel. And then like always, you always need protein. Just kind of spread it out. I spread out my protein as much as I can, just because that's the most optimal way. But yeah, so now it's post-workout. And the 2 things post-workout, again, are going to be your protein and carbs. Fats, you know they're very important, but in terms of your working out and stuff like that, the main things you should be concerned with are your carbs and your protein. So number 1, after a workout, I need to make sure I get in protein of some form. Personally, after a workout, I like to consume a whey protein just because that's fast digesting. It's going to get to my muscles, into my body a little bit faster than versus like a casein protein or a slower digesting protein like in meat or something like that. So whey protein is always good. And I want to go over like the big misconception is people think that you have to have your protein shake, your protein like within seconds after your workout, otherwise you're going to lose your gains. And that's not true. Optimally, yes, take it as soon as you can after, but it doesn't mean you're going to lose all your gains if you don't take it immediately after. A good rule to go by. I got this from Jeff Schnipperd. Go check him out. He's super educated, knows what the hell he's talking about. But he explained it, and he's like, rather than worrying about immediately after your workout, think of it as like a 5-hour window from when you last ate. So rather than right after, when's the last time you ate before your workout? Try and get that protein in sometime within the next 5 hours. So for example, I ate the meal before I work out, my pre-workout meal at about 7:45, 8 o'clock. And now I had my post-workout meal around like 11:45, 12 o'clock. I think that's around like 4 hours. So that was like 4 hours in between the two. That's totally fine, not a big deal. And it probably took me, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes after I got done with my workout to actually eat that. So I could have actually gone like another hour, 2 hours, or whatever, and I would have been fine. And yes, there's times when it's not going to be optimal. You might wait even longer than that, like 6, 7 hours, and so what? And one day is not going to hurt you. What matters most is that you're getting your total protein and total intake of food in throughout the day. Don't worry as much about timing, but if you want to and you want more optimal results, timing is going to play a big role. So protein, worry more about that 5 hour window in between your pre-workout meal and your post-workout meal. So that's protein. And honestly, anywhere from like more like 25 to 50 grams of protein I usually get in post-workout. I find that's usually most optimal. And then for carbs are the next big thing. I would say protein is your main priority after workout, and then carbs, you want to refuel your body. Protein is kind of rebuild your body, kind of repair it, but the energy is going to come from the carbs. So yes, you're depleted after workout, you're kind of just tired and everything, so you got to refuel your glycogen, replenish all that glycogen with some carbs. So personally, I like just some fast digesting carbs again. So you saw in my smoothie, there's fruit in that smoothie, and there's honey, there's Nutella, so there's a lot of sugar in that, and that sugar is going to go right to my bloodstream, fill my body with glycogen. Also, I had those chocolate rice cakes, also some Nutella on those, so it's very fast digesting carb sources, and it's going to refuel my body really quickly, and so I do that second to protein. And as of right now, it just depends on the person how much carbs you want post-workout. Like, obviously I have to eat a shit ton of carbs in the day, so I can afford to go higher, but if you're maybe eating 300 grams of carbs in the day, you can lower it a little bit. I know in that meal I probably had around maybe 80 grams of carbs, just off the top of my head if I'm thinking about it. I track it obviously, but I have to go look to find out. But if you are someone who doesn't eat as much as me, maybe cap it at 20 grams of carbs. It's totally up to you, whatever you feel best on. But you should always, at some point after your workout, you need to refuel your body, replenish that glycogen. So that's what I do. And right now I've been preferring as much like healthier, clean food sources as I can, just because when I'm eating so much food, it's easy to get sluggish, and it's easy to like kind of go over to like the junk food and like the not as healthy options of food, because there's a lot more calories and carbs in those. So I'm trying as much as I can to keep it like healthier, lots of fruits, lots of veggies, lots of whole food sources. So like I'm doing smoothies again. And I'm feeling a lot better, just more clean in my workout. I'm not kind of like sluggish and stuff like that. So I think when you have the opportunity to, you should try and always eat clean whole foods, because you're just going to feel a lot better. So yeah, I think this wraps up that video. So I hope you guys took something away from it, and hopefully you can maybe use some of this in your personal life as well and get some results with it. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.